Another match. Big Hearts, Big Guns, LiLPac, and Jutsu squaring off against BB Xanzy and P2P with Gibus. Xanzy and Gibus, man, this team is so interesting. They decided to team on a whim, I believe, at Super Bit Wars.
Sounds right, yeah.
And
yeah,
they did surprisingly well together. So here they are partnering again. The last time we had doubles, we saw Gibus partnering with Cosmos. They finished well, I believe, in the top 4 even. But it's still good to see them go back to the bread and butter, right?
Right. Yeah, and especially for a lower level player, not to throw any shade, like Xanzy, it is really, really nice to be able to get to play with high level players and teams, just because there's so much you can learn. And especially whenever you have really good synergy like this and you can do really well, it's a really, really good feeling.
Now this team, Jutsu and LiLPac. Well, LiLPac going back to the Lil Mac. This is going to be interesting, to say the least. I'm expecting LiLPac primarily to be maybe like the finisher, if that, because as you can see, Lil Mac has a bad time, especially against Kirby.
Right, yeah, you get pushed off stage, and you just like, you look at him kind of funny. He's like, oh, that's too much. I can't take this. I'm done. Bye.
It's pretty tough. And with that in mind, I'm definitely expecting Jutsu maybe to be more of the aggressor in general. But then again, that sort of patient, hang back sort of style is not necessarily indicative of LiLPac, right? He's a young guy, definitely the young fighter, and that's exactly what he wants to do when he's in a match.
Jutsu going for the fall from PK. Fire off stage, challenging the rock. Not the wisest of decisions. That will get him killed.
Yeah. So 2 quick stocks already being eradicated. In contrast to that last team, I'm looking at Gibus, and I'm expecting him to be the primary aggressor, despite what the percentage may say. We saw just how scary a Lucario can be in teams at Super Smash Con.
Yeah.
And those Anubis strats, they're definitely real, they're definitely scary. Wait a minute!
Oh man, that is a big win. Sacrificing a stock at 100% for one at almost 0. That kind of puts the nail in the coffin, honestly, for the red team.
I will say it. Lil Mac definitely has the tools to get quick KOs, but what we're not really seeing are the openings.
Yeah.
More often than not, you'll see one of the blue team members just take Lil Mac one time, put him off stage like this, and just never let him come back.
Yeah, which is definitely possible to do against Lil Mac. And is not something you want to see in teams. Usually you want your stocks to last a little bit longer than that.
Actually, if we look at this, stock count is tied. It's very fortunate that KO Punch was taken off of the table there, so it would have been a solid chance for Red to make the comeback a reality.
Yeah, it's still doable. If LiLPac can hold on to that last stock. Okay, still just barely living.
Zan, a bit late on the follow-up, manages to find it regardless. And he just kept him locked in his shield the whole time. Jutsu is committed to the shield while LiLPac was taking so much damage on the other side.
I really like the thunder there from Jutsu just to harass his opponents. Make sure they can't get that kill confirmed onto LiLPac. Yep, charge smash is pretty hard to punish. As long as Lil Mac's not inside shield grab range, those will be safe. Oh, that's side B, yeah. Will have the opportunity to take the stock, but the question is if he wants to. Nope, okay, he's going to decide not to, which I feel like is the correct decision. Lil Mac getting down to the last person in the 1v2, it would be pretty rough. Really, really easy for one character to cover Lil Mac's recovery, let alone 2.
Yeah, that's very true. But, I mean, again, this is definitely no shade at Jutsu, but I see him probably as not as strong in the 1v1 as LiLPac necessarily.
Oh, what a scary setup.
Yeah, that would have been brutal.
Definitely would have broke that shield if he did not roll through that.
And remarkable that Jutsu actually is managing not only to hang in, but make it relatively close. If somehow he secures a grab onto Gibus at this point, he could definitely have a great game. There's the grab! And
there
Jutsu could be making me eat my microphone in about 30 seconds. Zan, he hasn't been playing consistently for a while. Let's see if he still has it in him to go and close this one out.
Got a lot of a damage deficit to make up from.
Down smash.
Down smash. Not going to be able to finish it quite yet. Xanzy will be able to finish it with an up smash or a forward smash.
Get some stone.
Yeah, a little bit ambitious. with that Thunder trying to chase off stage.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it's too close, right?
Yeah,
You see
yeah.
players like Austin do it, but a big thing is they create the room and the separation to
Right,
ensure that
right.
if they whiff, it's not going to be a huge punish on their end.
Yeah, like that formation makes sense if you're trying to like chase an opponent who's air dotting down below the stage, but with a character as floaty as Kirby, much more likely that he's going to be going up and trying to get on above the stage and on top of you.
Right.
Interesting counter pick going to be going to LiLPac.
Any ideas on why this stage?
I could see it being a little weird for Kirby, you know, with how his up B works. And snapping to the ledge of Lucario could also be a little bit scary because of the way the bullet moves. But I don't know, honestly. This is it's an interesting pick. I would think my gut would say that Little Mac doesn't do too great on this stage, but maybe that's completely wrong. I haven't seen too much Little Mac on LiLPac. So.
It might be that the stage tilts might actually help him recover a bit.
Maybe.
Right? Like if it dips towards, then he'll have an easier time clinging on with the side B.
Could be.
It's a lot to consider.
Yeah, pretty interesting choice. A lot of people don't particularly like LiLPac. So.
I wonder why.
Yeah.
I did like that.
Whoa.
I did like that quite a bit, I will say.
Oh, nice up smash out of shield, though. Gonna take that even all the way across stage.
Wow. Zan is getting away with like these KOs that are almost not KOs.
Yeah,
right?
they're like kind of cheeky KOs.
Yeah. It's like, I have a chance to survive. No. Never mind. Never mind. And because they're at such a low percent, you're seeing Xanzy consistently going for these down tilts. Off of them, he can get quite a remarkable amount of damage. Again, whenever I look at this, I'm expecting Zan to be the initial damage dealer at the beginning, but I'm expecting all of the finishes primarily to be coming from Gibus with that insanely charged up aura.
Yeah, and I think that would be normally what you'd see in this team. Xanzy, as we've been saying, though, I think a lot of kind of cheeky KOs.
Exactly.
Not very textbook, like things you could look at and say like, oh, that shouldn't have worked, but it did. So Xanzy boxing back against the boxer there. Kirby hitboxes on the ground actually pretty good.
So with Kirby as a character, real fast to focus in on him, if you had to talk about the limitations that he had, what would they be?
He's pretty slow. He's got like decently sized hitboxes, but the range of his limbs aren't too big. So it can be, honestly, we're saying Xanzy is going to be like mostly the damage dealer, but Kirby's not really an approach character. He's not a character I would think.
Right.
Like as we can see here, a lot of times Gibus is in the front for like their best team positioning. See, he's kind of a strange character. I wouldn't know that he really like fills like a niche role. He does a lot of things okay. Like he does pretty good damage. As you can see, Xanzy with the kills he's been getting, he's got decent KO potential if he can manage to find them.
Okay.
But yeah, he doesn't really like specialize in any one thing.
I'm sort of like waiting for that moment, right, where Zan like gets one of the down tilt grab sequences. Because that's a quick 40 damage, and with Gibus at his final stock, that could very well be a back air away from death. Well, just an F smash from your teammate. That would do it too.
Right, yep, definitely.
Jutsu and LiLPac, we have to talk about them doing significantly better in the mid than in this game than they were in the last.
Scary position though. Okay, very nice angle on the uppy, making sure that he hits himself away.
Zan holding onto this stock, very critical for their Anubis strategy as well. To have that maximum benefit of the aura.
Yeah, could start to see Gibus starting to actually fishing for the neutral B into up smash. They're not going to be killing Little Mac at 29%, but going to be putting on lots of damage to side B there.
You grimaced at that knockback. I saw
that.
that.
Like the knocking, also just the damage. That was like, what, like 25%?
It was pretty ridiculous.
Yeah.
Now we were very well.
Ooh.
Oh, again, just a bad PK Thunder option from Jutsu. Gets him a lot of damage.
Gibus looking for the back air, wants to start fishing for kills.
Is that going to come for the confirm? Yes, he will.
Oh.
And LiLPac, no jump available. Again, Jutsu in a 2v1. Again, the one-on-one now. Revenge perhaps against Xanzy.
Yeah, almost the exact situation from last game. Jutsu high percent, Xanzy at mid lane. Jutsu's going to need to get a couple more hits before he can start looking for a kill.
Okay.
Definitely has to be careful in the meantime. Xanzy, if he lands up throw, isn't going to kill quite yet. No, it did. Okay.
Wow. No platform necessary either. But what a nail biter, really. We
Yeah.
talked so much, especially about LiLPac on the team, but we have to give props to Jutsu.
Yeah.
Being able to perform consistently in the 2v1s.
Yeah.
Right? Bring it down to that last stock. It's just if he had, you know, like maybe like with a couple more weeks, I think if he goes back, watches the footage, then he can definitely be at the level where he makes better decisions in those clutch moments. Right?
Yeah. I feel like that's the sort of thing where you can't expect to do too great just because the 1v2 is so stacked.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like the mistakes with up being the edge guard opponents were one of the big things that that ended up since then, you know, that's then where he lost a couple of stocks. He got caught by the fully charged neutral B from Gibus whenever he was off stage. Got caught by the Rock in the 1v1 in game 1.
And that was I think that neutral B actually, you know, did it because it didn't KO, but it put on so much damage that all Zan needed to win the 2v1 was the one grab.
Yeah, and since he had so much rage and a fully charged neutral B, like the neutral B did a lot of damage.
Yeah.
That hurts.
You could say that.
Real bad. Real bad.
Real bad.
Real bad. Okay, we got a bit of a break before our next game. So,
Jesus.
you making it? You gonna be all right?
We're okay.
We're gonna all right.
It's like the second time that which gives me life has tried to kill me.
Right. Yeah. You gotta be
rough.
careful. Okay. Sounds fun. Probably gonna have Karna and Denti versus
There's
Gibus.
Gibus and Zan. That'll be good. Man, how many players do we have today?
I don't know actually.
If we're seeding right now, how many players do we have?
Right. Yeah. I guess singles is starting kind of late. 80.
80?
8 Houston players.
10%
though, so.
of the bracket being Houston?
Jeez. Okay.
Yeah.
Guesstimates by the nice voices in our head, courtesy of them.
You named your voices in your head?
Oh yeah, totally. You didn't?
No.
No, well, I've got so many. I've got to keep track of them.
Right.
It's hard
Right.
sometimes.
I just try to pretend. I feel like if you give them voices, then like you don't acknowledge that it's a problem, right?
Oh yeah, you can just ignore it.
That's the best way to deal with your problems, right? Just ignore
them. I think that's.
Sweep them under the rug.
No.
Never deal with them ever.
Just hide them. Turn them into the elephant in the room. It's like, oh no, what are you talking about?
Sound advice.
Sound advice.
How to succeed at life. Don't do that. Deal with your problems.
Yes.
Up front.
Recommended dealing with them.
I think that's like one thing, especially like I've had a critique of a lot of people who like play games. It feels almost, especially like in person, they have a really hard time like getting whatever is off their chest. You know.